Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another Last Epoch dev stream. And right at the 11th hour, Steam comes in clutch and lets me log in. It's Mike! Hello, how you doing, everybody? Ho-ho! Up until about 10 seconds ago, I thought we weren't going to have any gameplay today. And I just booted the game client up one more time to be like, oh, I'll just let the music run in the background while I talk. And boom, it lets me in! Oh, Steam, thanks for coming back online at the exact right time. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Woo! Oh, my heart rate just dropped like 20 BPM. It's great. How's everybody doing? If this is your first time here, welcome. Glad to have you with us. We stream for charity. Boom. All the money goes that way. And you are welcome to just hang out. Ask me some questions. I will do my best to answer as many as I can. If you do have a question for me, I do ask that you put @Last Epoch Game in the question so I see it pop up at chat at me and be like, hello. Hi, Rogue Poison. It's a nice little wave. Yeah, I'm just going to be playing some Last Epoch while I answer some of your questions. I got some cool stuff to show off. You know, we're actually we just launched this. And it's so cool that I think I want to just play this to start things off. Because if you haven't seen it yet, my goodness. Oh, is that me audio? So I turned the audio off, apparently. Let's start again. Here we go.
You fight as if you can still save them. But the fate of Eterra is sealed. I know you've seen it, traveler. You can run from it. You can fight against its grip. But in the end, all remains between hope and oblivion is time. Last era. Every last refuge. Every shattered link upon the chains of time. It all leads back to me. Back to me. Fate awaits, traveler.
All right, yeah, that's our launch trailer coming. I'm very excited about that. I saw that like for the first time in the whole thing through this morning. It's like that's like the 8th time I've watched it. Still gets me every single time. Oh, so excited. All right. Oh, glad to have y'all with us here. Wait, that's a way to kick off the stream, eh? We're still playing our really terrible Shield Throw Sentinel, and I love it. So you're gonna join me with my struggles. We're not even supposed to be here yet, are we? We're still, yeah, we're just barely 56. Never finished the campaign. Let's give it a try. See what happens. Oh, yeah, it's been a busy week so far, hasn't it? It's been a very busy week for us, which is fantastic. Even have the damage to. I've turned my sound settings all messed up right now. Oh, not that bad actually. Try something like this here. I usually play My speakers or headphones? Switching things up. Just got the old earbuds in today. Oh my god, our DPS is negative somehow? Is that possible? I'll get some questions here in chat. Get the ball rolling. Oh, have a fantastic Friday, Mike. Thank you very much. Question: you said you were planning different ways to trigger Sigil of Hope. Really? I don't remember that, but I believe you. Is there going to be is it going to be available for the 1.0 release? I don't think there's any major changes to Sigil triggers coming. Could be wrong. I'm gonna go with probably not. But I do think that's a cool thing to do, because Sigils is a tricky skill, because it's and I think it needs a bit more of a overhaul is a little aggressive probably, but like it needs a little more specific attention. Because it does lend itself very well to that auto click gameplay right now, which we're trying to just move away from in general. Element lasers, what the heck is that? That is one of the Rune Master. It's either like fire cold lightning or lightning cold fire or fire. You know, like it's one of the triple of 3 element Rune Master invocations. Who made the CGI bits? I have no idea. Someone extremely talented. Can't wait for a real Last Epoch game. Yeah, coming soon. Here we go. Right now that I'm streaming, I'm not going to reply to them. MG and COF are going to be available in both Cycles and Legacy modes, correct? Yes, correct. And if so, will characters we have now be able to join them, or are new characters created at launch only able to join factions? No, all characters are able to join factions. Will the Deluxe and Ultimate Editions be available going forward? As far as I know, yes. Maybe Kane can back me up on this one. I think that I'll have to look at the I was looking for this staff for so long on a Sork I was playing. This is so funny. I streamed for like 2 months looking for that staff, only on a couple hours on every Friday. And we were like a few steps into our very first echo in this character, and it drops. Ain't RNG funny. As far as I know, the golden guppy juvenile chrono worm mini pet, that I believe is a pre-order exclusive, I think. And I think it says that on it. That's what my desktop looks like. And it's blank because I do that all the time. I'm just gonna look through our store page right now. I'm a much better developer than a streamer, I swear. What was? Oh, it's the trailer. It's the trailer. It's the Steam trailer auto-playing on our Steam page. That's funny. Sorry about that. Oh, where are those packs? I don't even know where they are. Store. Package info, deluxe edition, scrolling down. Golden Guppy Baby Chrono pre-order exclusive. Yeah, so it's just that piece that's pre-order exclusive. Found it. Oh, next question. And I will probably get behind on questions. I'm sorry ahead of time. It's my best to keep up. I'm not ignoring you, I swear. But just put at Last Epoch Game in your question, if you please, and I'll probably see it easier. How did the server stress test turn out? Anything you can share about that? I have no info on that. I'm sorry. I got nothing. My head's been down on just bug fixing. I got my own bugs to worry about. I don't know what happened with that at all. Sorry. $720p dev stream, nice and blurry. What? It should be at least 1080. I thought it would be native 1440 as well. Got the internet for it. Sorry, I don't know how to change that on the fly. Is there a name for the golden guppy? I think it's just the golden guppy. Maybe we can come up with a name for him later together, eh? Got any ideas? Is it possible to have you help me out with an issue outside of stream, please? If you'd like help from support, please contact support directly. So we have a whole support page that's got lots of common issues, things like that, various stuff on them that may help with your issue. If it isn't there, there's a contact form on that page that will show you, that will let you get in touch with someone directly who can help you out. So please go to the support page. Just Google Last Epoch support, maybe even !support in chat will get you there actually. Yeah, go to the support page. I don't check the messages on this Twitch account. I sometimes go in and look at them and I'm like, oh, that one's like a month old. Hello, hope you have a good Friday. I am having a good Friday, thank you. Can you please add mob icons on the minimap? It would be much easier, faster, at least to complete arena echoes. Also good to implement to the game, thanks. We really intentionally don't have them up there. And a lot of it's because I don't think we have anything that's like clear the whole echo. Sorry about that. I talk way too much and it just gets in my throat. Yeah, we don't even want to. If you do have suggestions for the game, though, this is the other thing, is when I'm streaming, I assume there's probably a lot of people here that don't often come to the streams today, which is great. Happy to have you all here. But for the people that do come regularly, I'll probably be repeating myself on things that I say in previous streams a fair bit. So if you do have a suggestion for the game, the best place to put that is in our... we've got lots of suggestion intakes. So there's in-game there's a suggestion form now, just like right here. Bug report, I believe one of these is just suggestion. Provide feedback. Yeah, you can provide feedback right there. Open feedback form. And there's a suggestion channel on our Discord. This is a suggestion section on our forums as well. Those are all great places to leave suggestions. So if you got a suggestion and you actually want to see it have a chance of getting the game, put it there, because I don't write things down from the stream. Yeah. We have talked about that though, and I know it's something that we've discussed and considered, and it did not make it past a design discussion. Here, pumped up. Here we go. You ready? Just Shadow Drop 1.0 already. The hype and weight are killing you. Yeah, I mean, that would be sweet, but like, can we please have this extra month of stability and testing and, you know, shoring up everything? Come on, please. I needs it. I promise I'm still working on stuff that's great. Just little polish things, but you'll appreciate it. Like, see this over here, that's like the update on that just got finished. I just merged that in this morning for the final little bug fix for that. Drag this guy into a bigger mob. Are there any plans to change the damaging ailment mechanics? Not specifically, no. Currently they feel kind of the same to play. It's not really viable to play them with hard-hitting, slower skills. Yeah, okay, so there's a couple things of feedback we get fairly frequently when it comes to damaging ailments. So things like ignite and poison, or sorry, poison's the one that's different. Ignite and say bleed feel too similar because they're almost identical, except one is physical damage and one is fire damage. And we really try to keep the like base effects on things like this really straightforward. And so we think it's a real plus that they are effectively the same thing. And then we'll have the way that you sort of can explore those mechanics be unique to each one. So maybe through bleed we have things that exploit bleeding targets. So things where it's like it does more damage to bleeding targets because like maybe they're bleeding or like while they're moving they take more damage and things like that. But these are things that you can add on through specializations in your tree to make like you be better at applying bleeds to people, rather than changing the core base functionality of the dot. And then maybe like there's ways for, let's say, you to take advantage of spreading ignite to between characters, something like that. Like there's like I know there's like a spreading flames thing, but maybe there's some way to like incorporate that a little bit better. Like spreading flames works better if it's like it's double effect on bleed on already ignited targets or something like that. You know, like things like that where there's these specializable effects that can make them feel unique. But having the base functionality be straightforward is something that we do intend to keep. As far as oh yeah, with the whole slower attack thing, there's some we've been trying to have a good way of solving this for a little while now, and we've hit a few dead ends with it, things we've tried. There are I'm trying to say this without spoiling anything. There are some new mechanics around ailments coming that will help spice things up a little bit, but I can't say anything specific right now. You cannot change the quality on the fly? Oh, well, is it really bad? Is it like, for people who are here normally, is it worse than usual? Did I change something? I don't think I changed anything. Will we have a preview look to Warlock before 1.0? There's a lovely gentleman in chat that can probably answer that for you. But yes. Icy Veins is hosting the reveal for Warlock. That's starting very soon. I think it's next week. So next Thursday, I think. Aaron, I'm sorry if I got that wrong. Yes, Aaron runs the Action RPG channel on YouTube, and Icy Veins are hosting the Warlock reveal, and then and that's going to include all of their skills, passives. I believe they've got info on. I think they'll have info on like supplementary stuff that goes to the class as well. Like they'll have a lot of info for you on the class. Maybe even some like example builds and gameplay. I don't want to say too much because I don't know exactly what they have, but I know they've got a lot of stuff. It's gonna be great. I've been playing since day one. Woo! That's a long time. That's really cool though. You must have seen a lot. Me and my two friends tried multiplayer Monday. We got into some monos, and it was a terrible experience. Oh no, that sucks. Random rubber banding, desyncing, enemies frozen in place, enemies desync. Yeah, a lot of things. Making you nervous for release. How is the state of the servers compared to now versus release? Because right now multiplayer feels utterly unplayable. So multiplayer, it's really hard to quantify a difference like this. I can't just say like, yeah, we fixed all the problems and it's done or something like that. Like I can't just say that because there's always gonna be situations where like certain computers in certain parts of the world and certain internet connections and just like something won't line up nicely and you'll get a bad experience. I can say that what you experience there is not the average player experience. I'm quite confident in that. There are a significant number of people who are experiencing that for sure, and we are very actively working to improve that. There is like, so I can't really say yes it's fixed or anything like that, but there are tons of huge improvements to how we're handling running servers and how we're handling. Ooh. Okay. This has completely taken my attention. I'm sorry. Shove me over here for a second. So the reason this is exciting is because I do have my main minion that I'm running here. That's dying a fair bit. But minion health, that's a 200% increase in minion health there, which is really, really important. Now we do have very important throwing damage slots in our rings, which you kind of have to keep. Actually do really like my rings, but if I can replace this one, I would trade that 7 attunement for that 200% increased minion health right now for sure, because that thing keeps dying. So I need to get the throwing mana cost onto here for sure. So I have to get poison damage off. And there's a few ways to do this. I can gamble this out of here, so I can chaos this off, where it'll make it something random, and I might just get lucky. And I've got 4 shots at that, because I can do it every level until T5. I can try to seal the affix off, which will put it into a, like, see, this one has this 24 health at the very bottom. That's a sealed affix. And so I can try and do that. And because I've got an exalted mod here right now, and this is T1, there's actually a pretty high chance that this will just seal right away. So I think I'm going to start by trying that. Yeah, okay, good. We need the mana cost reduction from this. Okay. That hurt a lot. Wow, that was unlucky. Ugh. Okay. The last suffix we want in here. Something defensive. Endurance is a good idea. Just straight health is always good. I think we're just going to straight health. I could just discover it. And that way, because we just lost so much for potential discovery. First one's free. I'm happy with that. A free mod. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that was savage. Oh, that hurts. I think it's still an upgrade, though. I'm gonna play it. That's good. That's sweet. I'm really happy with that find. I need to resummon it, actually. It's great. I know it could have gone a lot better. I got a few unlucky rolls there, but overall, that was great. The sealed poison damage is so useless, but whatever. It's just the most reliable way to get rid of it. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry, Sleepy OH1. I got completely distracted by the game. This is the problem with me playing while I'm streaming. We're like, I just want to say this: multiplayer stability, like speed, reliability, playing nice skill, all these sorts of things like that. That's our primary focus. This is our main thing that we're working on. It is the like we put more time and energy into making multiplayer a good experience for people than anything else. That's top priority. So if it's not good enough for you yet, we are very much working on it. And yeah, I know there are lots of improvements we have made to lots of different things, and there's lots of different problems you're experiencing there, and they're caused by different things, which is really frustrating, I know. But we're doing our best for you. And Heavy, thank you very much for the sub. 32 months. Wow. Heavy's been around for a long time too. That is incredible. Thank you. I got a chance to meet Heavy at the Gamescom conference just recently in Cologne, which was so much fun. That was my favorite part of that whole conference was just meeting people. Yeah. So great. Thanks, Emmy. Hi. I am in touch with support already. Great. And so far, been a very long time. That's why I asked you about this. I don't know what to tell you. They should be responding real quick. Unless there's some giant influx right. There could be a huge influx right now, because of just the volume of new traffic that's coming today and yesterday. But if it's been more than a day, something's wrong. That is if you haven't heard from anything at all, that's a like check your spam folder type situation, because you should get an automated reply at the very least. Have y'all pitched ideas or thought about expansions already? Or can you say already have something in the works? So yeah, we're not really following the expansion model, mostly because we don't want to have an opportunity to split our community. So we don't want someone to like, maybe they play like the first 2 cycles and then they leave the game for a year and then they come back and their friend's been playing the whole time. Their friend's like, oh, you haven't bought expansion 3, so we can't play together. And the guy's like, well, I don't know if I really want to hop all the way back in or not. So I don't know if I want to spend that much money on an expansion, but I want to just try it out. It's this like weird, like, come back and play the old stuff with me, and it just it doesn't feel great. So we're like that type of model works really well in like an MMO environment. But yeah, we're sticking to more of the like, once you've bought the game, you get all the content. But yes, we are going to be continually increasing that content and adding more to it. Every cycle, there's going to be more stuff. Repost question, in case I missed it. Sorry about that. Hello, I remember the release of multiplayer each time we have a loading. Now after a long time, I saw it is not fixed. Is this a point of failure for release? Do you have a fix for that? So you mean like loading screens between zones? There's always be loading screens between zones. Good to see you. The trailer you guys dropped is top tier. Thank you. Great. Is person-to-person trading in MG possible? Yes, it is. Absolutely. The only difference, so like the absolute only difference between person-to-person trading and trading in the bazaar, I forgot to put myself back over here, back to my normal spot. The only difference between person-to-person trading in the Merchants Guild and bazaar trading in the Merchants Guild is you know who you're trading with. That's the only difference. All of the same restrictions and requirements and costs maintain. So you can only trade with gold, still there. It still costs the same amount of favor for both parties. You still can only trade the same item. So it's like if you're not high enough rank to trade an item, you can't trade it. If you don't have enough favor to buy the item, you still can't buy it. Like all of the same restrictions apply to person-to-person trading as it does to bazaar trading. The only difference is you know who you're trading with. I know I just repeated myself like 4 times, but just want to be clear. I can't wait for launch. Me too. I just have one question. One of the issues that people mention is in the game is somewhat repetitive or a little bit boring. Is there any improvement to endgame that will be part of release? Can you expect an announcement on that? There's no major systematic changes to endgame coming in 1.0. I think that there's like a pretty different experience for like people who like there are a lot of people who have been playing with us for a long time, and like we haven't released a major endgame system in a year and a half now. Probably when did we release Dungeons? A year and a half ago now, I think. So for those players especially, there's probably been a pretty big gap. The whole early access time we've sort of known which content we want to go to launch with, and there's not a big. We didn't want to launch an untested endgame system, entirely untested endgame system. For launch, and like we're already like Merchants Guild's already gonna be a pretty big shake up to that, really. Merchants Guild, COF, and Merchants Guild, the item factions are going to be a pretty big shake up to that. If you've played like if you've like, I don't know, played this year or something like that, it'll feel different to interact with, but the same core behavior and stuff is still there. I mean, I guess that we did last patch, we did release the exiled mages, which was a nice little bump to the monolith systems. But yeah, we do have new endgame systems planned for coming post launch. That will be pretty sweet. Super excited for launch, man. Wondering if there are any supporter packs or MTXs that are planned for launch. Yes. Bought the game so long ago and played so much it feels like theft at this point. We actually just today announced 2 new supporter packs. The deluxe edition and ultimate edition upgrades for the game are basically new supporter packs that have a bunch of cosmetics in them, and like there's mini pets, there's portals, there's gear skins, all that good stuff, and released as resub for 9 months. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Hope you're having fun, hanging out, enjoying yourself. Oh, all right. Another one. Lord Behemoth 78. 2 months in a row. Can't wait for 1.0. Me neither. Oh, yeah. It's I'm very like nervous excited. just because I've never been through something quite this intense before, and yeah, I'm ready. I just remember we just added a new system where you can have minions, when they're moving towards enemies, move faster. We've only given it to 1 minion so far, but it's just some new functionality we just added last night. Just reminded me of it. That was cool. That was a bad resummon. And apparently I don't have notifications turned on for it, but that's... Oh, there's more. Well, yep, lots of stuff. Matina Hat. Cheers, 69 bits. Thank you very much. I don't see bits very often, but I love it. Love to see them. Thank you very much. And Kane handing out some subs. There we go. Just flying in right now. What is going on? I can never tell what they are they're all lowercase in the feed, and I can't see what the capitals help so much. Trance addicted cow? Trance addicted wow. I don't even know. Thank you so much. I've been watching chess videos lately, and I just watched one on Kremlin's cow opening, which is why cow's on the brain. It's terrible, don't play it. And I'm terrible, so don't listen to me. Alright, I really wish supporter packs modeled the PoE system. Buy number 3, get 1 and 2, and coins to match. The new ones, are everything below. Like the new like deluxe edition and ultimate edition, those ones, it's everything contained below. It's a tricky thing because there's Sith Lord Bishop, you bring up a good point. And what we had done previously, and the reason, like, I can break down why they are why we didn't do that the first time. I think there's a good reason why we didn't do it the first time, but I also think there's a good reason why people don't really resonate with that reason. And I think that's because, so whenever you're making like whenever we're making MTX for the store, we're like, okay, well, this is like maybe like a less over the top, less flashy one. Maybe it's gonna be like just a cheaper one, and then this one's gonna be like, this is going all out. There's like huge flashy stuff happening everywhere, so it's gonna be a more expensive one, right? And then we're like, okay, let's do a bundle pack, and let's take like let's take 3 that are kind of like they're really cool, but they're sort of like less over the top, and maybe they're a little bit cheaper in the store, and we'll bundle them together and give a discount, and there you go. And then we're like, okay, well, let's do another bundle pack, because what if they don't like that one and they want something different? So let's take these other ones that may be like really flashy and over the top, and let's bundle them together and give them a discount, and there you go. Now, the prices of those naturally on the ones that started with more expensive MTX in the first place, that bundle pack is going to be more expensive. Hopefully that's a natural thing. And maybe we've but because they don't contain each other's stuff, it's they have the same volume of things. So maybe they both come with a pet, a portal, and a gear set. And so they've both got 3 things. And so why are these 3 things more valuable than these 3 things? And when it comes to a bundle pack, that's a little less easier to reconcile, I think, than it is when there's individual pieces for some reason. I'm not 100% sure why it happens this way, but it does seem to be fairly consistent. So I think this is this sort of thing. This is just the, I guess, growing pains of us not realizing how people interact with cosmetics and MTX systems well enough. And we've definitely heard the feedback, and we'll be, oh my god. Ah! For anyone who doesn't know, Avalanche is the bane of my existence. And there's like a 90% chance it will kill me every time it shows up. My physical and cold res. Garbage. I farted really loud to the microphone intentionally. But maybe not. Alright. Yeah, I don't know about you, but it feels like my Manifest Armor is surviving a lot better now. As he dies, and I almost died. The Matrix have so much health. Do I have culling on lunge on this character? This one? Yes. Okay. I have to get range. The lunge culling is based on your range to the target. So if you lunge cull at point blank range, it does nothing. But if you step away and then do it, it works. We need more crafting mats. We're not bad, very watchable still. Sorry, I apologize about the stream quality today, guys. I will double check what's going on and see if we can improve it for next time. Please don't forget to put at Last Epoch Game in your question. If I skip over your question because it wasn't there, please just ask it again with at Last Epoch Game. Or if you see someone that missed it, you can feel free to just say, hey, check out that question. But I'm just going to assume there's other questions going on in the background without me. If you play on early access, can you pay the difference to get the deluxe and ultimate versions? Yes, you can. How much has graphics improved for 1.0? Enough that I notice it every time I play the game. Like, it's noticeable. Like just from when I'm playing in the editor to like test something, I'll hop in and be like, that bug get fixed or something like that. To right here, like I can easily tell. They're not like complete overhaul, different game graphics, but like it just it goes from it feels like a 1.0 release compared to an early access. I think that's the big difference for me. Is it feels like it's okay, here's a release game. Will we still get a hype week before 1.0 with unique item reveals and stuff? Yeah, we're still doing. We won't leave you out in the cold. It's probably part of the reason why I'm running out of things to tease on stream. You've noticed that my teasers in the last couple months have been a little lighter than usual. It's because we're kind of running out of stuff that's not already like earmarked for Hype Week. I'm like, can I show this? I'm like, no, we got to post to that, Mike. But I wanna. I talked them into giving me something today, though, so don't worry. How about a Shaman rework sneak peek? I've definitely teased stuff about Shaman before, but I bet that's one of those things. There's like a poster for it, you know, that the planning week of. W interview with DM the other day, but yeah, it was really. I really had fun there. That was a lot of that was really cool. Well done. In regards to ailments, their mechanics need to be clearer in game. Having to look at what they do feels bad, man. Well, okay, that's good point. So one thing I will say is that if you come in here and you want to know what an ailment does, like, there you go. It is pretty. There's a whole ailment section. There's ailments. The whole ailment section, and this is expanded with new ailments that are coming. And that's part of what I mean by what I was talking about earlier about having those special effects be things that you are like actually adding to your character is a way that we are tutorializing that and making sure that that's really clear, so you know how your ailments are working. So it's not just like you have to know that these things spread, or you have to know that these things have these effects. It's their nodes you're taking. They're things that are like in skill trees where you're like, oh, I don't know any examples off the top of my head here. Yeah, all the examples I can think of are on other classes. Sorry. But yeah, like they're on nodes specifically so that you do learn those in game, and you learn those when you take them because you're actively selecting those nodes. And thank you very much to Anton, 11 months in a row, 1 month to go. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Speaking of exiled mages, we got one coming up. I am not strong enough to fight him right now. Not a hope in heck. Ding. Oh, now I'm strong enough. I started taking these points, and I can't believe I started taking these points. This is not terrible. I need to go respect that. That was just me being an idiot. Oh, autocast Ring of Shields? I forgot we had that. Yes, please. Yeah. Seal poison damage and craft and some juice. Oh, I am really far behind. Uh-oh. Is there a chance we could have Glyph of Chaos deselect from Forge after use? Yes, that's a bug. It's been fixed. I'm sorry for your loss. My wife and I play multiplayer from same house, same internet, rubber banding, mob freezing, yada yada yada. But it's few and far between. What is super common is quest states being wonky, NPCs being wonky, and load times between zones can be insane. Yep. There's been a lot of quests. That's what I was talking about earlier, like this stuff. A lot of improvements there. So yeah, there should be fixes there. I don't really like going into bug fixes that we're working on and things like that, unless I'm like really confident because it's something I worked on. But yeah, there's improvements there. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. Why not? These guys are generally quite strong, especially. Yeah, it's gonna be iffy. On. Come on. Almost there. Now, you may notice that they will actually, the exiled mages, they're angry at everybody. So if enemies actually show up, you can see them fighting down there in the bottom left. You can see them fighting that the exiled mages summons. You get it? Yeah, snipes. Why can I not walk right now? There we go. That was weird. Turn my notifications off. All right. What do we even get? Haste after using a traversal skill. Effective haste on you. This is a good one. I think our boots are providing just a little too much defenses right now. Those are good boots though. Take that health regen off. Those are tempting. Those are tempting. Is there any improvements on GPU overloading? I got 3090 Ti. Wow, nice. And Last Epoch is destroying 100% usage nonstop. My advice is to turn on streamer mode. And it will stop going crazy. And yes, we are working on that too. But stopgaps, you know. Are we seriously at the point where a hard question that is being answered or given input to is being canceled by you, the creator of the game? What? What? I have no idea what I did. I think I'm too far behind, and I don't look at the names enough to know which question that's in reference to. I'm sorry. Oh no, and I lost my point in the scroll. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry, whoever that was. Oh, chat is moving way too fast, and I'm so far behind. I think it's just like actually gone too far, and it only records so much. I can't go back to check the question. If there's any staff here or someone knows what I did wrong, please send me a DM on a platform you know I can answer you on, and I will address it. I'm sorry. I did not read the whole question. I haven't tried multiplayer yet, and I'm thinking to try it with friends. But my solo experience is that regular monolith runs were too easy. Are there difficulty adjustments to make group fights meaningful? Well, so when you do enter a group, the difficulty ramps up. Like you'll see a little message in chat that'll say like you've got an extra person in your party, so everything has more health and good luck type thing. So yeah, there are difficulty scaling for that. And you can also like just there's always harder difficulty content to approach. So go ahead. I have responses and such from support. Oh, okay. Then I can't help you. Sorry. Yeah, Explore you can. Just keep talking to support. They'll help you out. Might have missed you answering my questions. Sorry if you did. I like it. It scrolled. I swear. I'm sorry, guys. It auto scrolled past so many questions. I feel like I'm. Oh, I just looked. We have like twice as many viewers as normal. Okay. I may have to have a new strategy for this. I'm just gonna have to answer questions faster and play less. I want to play. That's okay. Will we have hype week? Yes, we'll have hype week. I've been playing for a while and have everything currently available. I have no issue with spending $65 more, but is there any way to put the cosmetics from the purchase on my account and let me gift a second copy of the game to someone? It'll only charge you for the difference of the things. It shouldn't charge you for the base copy of the game. If you buy one of the deluxe editions, it should only you should be able to just upgrade and just charge the difference, and you shouldn't have to pay for it. So you shouldn't be wasting any money. If that's not working, contact support before you buy it. I'm torn between the 3 mastery classes for Primalist. Do you have any thoughts on which one might stand out for you to prefer after launch? Struggling to decide. I mean, it really depends what you like. If you're a big fan for like minions and things like that, like go with Beastmaster for sure. If any of the transforms excite you, like the bear, Primalist, or the Primalist, the Swarmblade, or the Spriggan form, like go Druid. The most changes are coming to the Shaman, because right now it's kind of tough to pitch Shaman as like a high power build, and but it's more focused on totems. So if I guess like look at the theming that you want the most and go for that. Other than the 2 new classes, should we expect more class changes? For example, Shaman. Shaman's got the most non-Warlock and non-Falconer changes of anyone. Paladin being second because it's getting a new skill tree. It's the only one you can click on that doesn't take you to a skill tree. All the other ones will take you to a skill tree. Healing Hands is the only one with that one, so it's Paladins that gets getting the second most of the other ones. Just Mage in general is getting the least amount of changes because it just had its Rune Master update. And yeah, the focus is definitely on Warlock and Falcon, but there are changes elsewhere, just not as sweeping. And there's little things like a single new unique can have pretty drastic consequences as far as like what builds are possible. With person-to-person trading, does that mean as long as each party meets all requirements, you could trade an item to a friend for 1 gold? Yes. I know there's gifting, but my friends and I all play different times and would still like to give items to each other. Yes, you definitely can do that. Totally works, no problem. You will each need to have enough favor to do that. But yeah, that's totally fine. And you will have to have a high enough rank in Merchant's Guild in order to still buy those same items. So like if you're not rank, I don't know what the ranks are, where the breakpoints are, they moved around so much. But if you're not high enough rank for the specific ones, it will not let you do it. Do you gonna change Polish translate in game because not everything is good translated? We are very aware that the initial offerings for the translations were not good enough on just about every single one of them, and we are putting a ton more work into improving those, and there are improvements to every single one of our translations coming. So yes. Next question. Just got the game last week after seeing all the trade system discussions. Looking forward to launch. Game seems very impressive already. Thank you. How big are you guys' team? Such a hard thing to answer, and I never really know the exact number because it keeps fluctuating. But it's more than 70, less than 100. Pretty big window there, but in that range. Will there be new cosmetic MTX other than the new ones in the deluxe and ultimate editions in 1.0? I'm pretty sure. Yes, there has to be, because there's new yes. Yeah, because there was a new category that got added down here. For something that went in there. So yes, there has to be. Oh, I was trying to go range, wasn't I? Targeting, is this one? Where's targeting? Down here, target? Cast the target. Yeah, we got it. Culling, yeah, we need another culling point. When do you expect patch notes to come before launch? I like to plan your 1.0 build. We'll be kind of just wandering around in this zone because I'm not paying attention to the game. I don't know exactly when. It'll be in, like, I think it's a little bit earlier than usual, but not much. So I was saying like the couple couple to maybe a few days before patch, but it'll be pretty close to patch. Late February, mid to late February. Well, yeah. Late's probably bad term because the patch is already 21st, so mid to late February. Class-specific leaderboards generally make people feel pigeonholed into playing whatever the highest players are playing. Will there be mid-cycle buffs to combat this FOMO feeling, or are you okay with specific build dominating the ladder? So I actually did an interview with DM and Gazzy. I think I had a really good answer to this question there. So I'm gonna give you a short version here because I think I'm pretty far behind on questions. Essentially, yes, we will do mid-cycle, the full VODs on Gazzy's YouTube channel. We will do mid-cycle buffing and nerfing and balance changes to have an impact on this when it's like really needed, and we're gonna be more conservative mid-cycle doing these things than we would be at the in-between cycle systems, or like maybe like really early in a cycle if there's like an immediate problem. But yeah, it's one of those things that's gonna be on a very case-by-case basis. Oh, there's some potential for some good stuff there. There's not necessarily a hard rule, I guess I should say, on like whether we're gonna do things or not, and it's always gonna be a case-by-case basis. That's a really nice ring for like early mono find. Like, it's terrible for me, but as an early monolith find, that is a fantastic ring. Wow, low fortune potential, which is sad, but get lucky still. What are we doing? We want mana cost down. Mana cost already 0. You can go mana cost up. Mana cost 1. That's fine. Can't use it while now, which is frustrating. But I don't appear to have that problem. All right. Not bad. Yes. So, sorry. Recap. What was I saying? We will do to balancing if we need to, but probably more conservative mid-cycle. I guess the key thing I should probably mention here is that having major balance changes, like if we're gonna be doing a bigger balance change, it's gonna be something that's we're gonna make sure that strong build stays strong. So if you're playing that top build and it's way out in front and it does get nerfed because it's way too far out front, it'll still be at the very least a top tier build, because we don't want people to be like, okay, well, now I have to switch somehow. Like, you'll still be able to play that build. That's really important to make sure it still happens at the very least. Just got the game last week. Oh yeah, I answered that. Heard that Maxwell team submitted a big balance manifesto suggestions to you after testing CT client. Is there any chance that some of their suggestions will get on 1.0, or you guys are full bug fixing mode, no time for anything else? So I don't want to. How do I answer this? We had a large meeting when we got that document, and it wasn't just that document. There was we've had feedback from other CTs, and like we had a bunch of feedback compiled about the CT testing that was happening. And we had planned to still do balance changes and things like that from CTs. So this is not like a completely out of the blue trigger that happened from a document coming in, but there was a lot of good stuff in that document, and we have not necessarily just done everything they've said or anything like that. So I don't want to be like, if you know what's in that document, don't expect certain changes type thing. but we have continued to update the balance of the game, and it's not fully locked just yet. My spoiler-free way of saying yes. I forgot that my Forge Strike is now ranged. Oh, that's good. This build is terrible, and I love it. I plan on looking in the forum to see if it's been reported yet or not. Okay, cool. Great. I don't read the rest of this comment, but I will. But are y'all aware of a bug where if you tap Warpath a couple of times, the skill keeps going even when you don't channel? Yes. Master Sword, 1291, 32 months in a row. Oh my goodness. And I missed just recently, Willzua. Doing for me. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for Master Sword 1291. That's the second 32. I don't know how many 32s that is, but that's 32 is definitely the cap we've seen. And Signal lost again, or new sub there. This is by far the most subs we've had in a single stream, I think, apart from someone jumping in and gifting a ton, which is insane. All for charity. Not a bad helm. I know our helm and our amulet right now are hurting. We're kind of passively looking for the two. That might be one to start crafting on. And more subs coming in. This is crazy. Muglore and the Plash. The Pelash. The Plash? Thank you very much. Appreciate you. I don't really know what to do here. There's a lot of people. And I'm inexperienced at running a stream with a lot of people. I hope you're having a good time. Here we go. I already answered that. How long do you guys currently expect a casual player is going to take before they can actually level their trading high enough to trade everything? Like, how far into the season do you have to get before we actually have full trade capabilities? So there's kind of two breakpoints that happen. And we are still massaging these numbers, so I can't really give you an exact answer. But the rank 8, I think, is the point where you can kind of effectively trade everything. Because you can trade LP uniques and exalted items at that point, and then you can make legendaries with it. And then there's like, I think 9 and 10 are just higher legendaries or something like that. Oh, I really should just look at what those are. Definitely not going to the forums, I swear, to look at this. What's it under? Dev blogs? Probably. Trade infections, there we are. Merchants Guild. Rank rewards. Rank 8, trade all unique items. Rank 9, trade legendary weapons. Rank 10, trade all legendary items. There we go. Okay, that's basically what I thought. I just didn't know what the delineation between 9 and 10 was. So yeah, at rank 8, you can basically trade anything because you can at least make the legendaries yourself if you trade for both the pieces. As far as trading the completed legendaries, it'll be quite a while. Like, it won't be. I think there will be lots of players that will probably be sort of like done with their cyclical journey before they complete Merchant's Guild, like rank 10. And I'm sure there'll be lots of players as well that finish both of them. Oh, get out of here, you tree branch. We're fixing those. More questions, more questions. Will we get corruption ladder eventually? I think there's a really good chance of that. I think that's a high candidate. Will unique armor effects be implemented by launch? Hope so. No. Check out my question. Let me know if there is anything you may help me with, please. I don't know where your question is. Scroll up. Sorry, I don't know what that is. Will the Friday dev stream continue post 1.0? I plan to. I hope so. Is Warlock info being released before launch? Yes, next Thursday, I think. That's when it starts. It's all being handled by Icy Veins. Is rolling all that info out. A couple repeat questions here. Will projectiles like fire arrows will get fixed before 1.0? Please, a few of them are stuck in the air. There's lots of fixes for things like that. I don't have any. I don't have any information on specific status of specific bugs. That's the line I was supposed to say. Supposed to say. It's the line I came up with. Can you clarify again whether the first cycle starts with 1.0? Yes, everything starts February 21st. Patch launches for everyone on all of our platforms that we already have. And at February 21st, patch launches and cycle starts simultaneously. Online, offline, cycle, league, everything, or legacy, everything. Just misspoke like 80 times there. Thoughts on the game eventually becoming too bloated? You're a ways off from that, real far. But if you keep adding cycle content, don't you think at risk eventually? Yes, I do think we're at risk of that eventually. This is a tough one. This is a tough one to look at, because there's so much stuff that needs to be added right now, and there's so much. There's so many years before that's going to be a problem, really, before it's like actually a problem. That like we haven't really looked at having a hard plan for that. We've got a few options. We've talked about it a little bit, and you know, there's like some discussions that have more like thoughts on this. What are we gonna do? Like, okay, like, yeah, there's some options around there. We don't have a plan specifically in place that we're like gonna stick to for sure. There's some like loose ideas that are floating around and stuff, but it's just when you look at how long it's gonna take to get to that point, the amount of things that are gonna change in the game between now and then, any plan we make now around that is gonna be obsolete well before that's a problem. And it's just kind of a waste of time for us to sit down and hammer that out right now. But yeah, we're not ignorant to the fact that it's going to happen eventually. Like, I kind of hope it happens, right? Because it means that we've been doing well enough that we have this problem. It's like, it's kind of a oh no, great, we've been successful enough that we've kept the game going strong and have tons of content. That's awesome. Like, yeah. Weekly character sheet rework reminder. I'm on a mission. Will not yield. There are some light updates to it, but functionally nothing new. Post 1.0 plan still. Is the bug where you can remove a skill from the skill bar being fixed? Where you can't remove a skill from the skill bar being fixed? I didn't know that bug existed. Maybe. If you've reported it, there's a good chance we've worked on it. There it is right there. Instant repro. I do remember actually running into that now. I know it doesn't happen in editor on the current build because I just pulled all the skills off my bar this morning to test something. So either it's a build only bug, which does happen, or it's been fixed. But I didn't fix it, sorry. Wasn't me. I'm still holding out hope for a dodge roll. Is that possible in the future? I mean, anything's possible. It's definitely not coming in 1.0. Hopefully that's painfully clear by now. There's a few reasons why it's not in the game. I'm not going to go deep into all of them. But like some of them are a little bit less like there's game mechanics reasons, there's complexity reasons, but there's also just like thematic reasons and like lore reasons. Like go look at the go look at the mage model, like not even half his age, and like, oh, doing a diving roll right now, like I know how to do them properly. I literally have training in doing rolls exactly like that. I used to do them as a young adult and kid all the time, but like thinking about doing that now, I'm like, oh my god, my back hurts so much afterwards. And then there's the whole thing of like, okay, well, you know, he's a wizard, you know, have him do a magical version of it. And like, yeah, sure, okay, great. Then it's just a gameplay thing. Go flat, which is frustrating. Not bad though. A lot of it comes down to the fact that it is a hard classed game, and having consistent abilities across all characters. And like as soon as I say that, everyone's like, "Well, you have basic attack." It homogenizes the gameplay feel a lot. So. Just purchased the ultimate upgrade. Can't wait. Thank you very much. Any plans for making UI customizable and movable? Would love to have move minimap around, buffs, etc. We don't have any plans for it right now. It's sort of a never say never thing, but like low on the list at best. I'm sorry. I keep walking up to Forge Strike stuff and I don't have to. The guy who's talking about stopping your answers. The question you pick up a ring was about them worrying over the state of multiplayer on the servers. You did finish answering his question after crafting the ring. So you're all good. Oh, okay, great. Cool. Sorry about the confusion. My bad. When forging, it says cost between 1 and 10 forging costs, but it actually costs 16 forging potential. Is a bug working as intended? That would be a pretty big bug. Something else must have happened, or there's just a bug in there. That's concerning. It should never go above that range. It's also not a linear it's not a linear curve, so you'll hit lower ranges a lot more often. What it actually does. Here's what it actually does. Little number line. So you've got like 1 to 10, and it's saying it'll cost between 1 and 10 fortune potential. It rolls randomly in between this range, and let's say you're like, you did okay, and you got a 6, and then it re-rolls, and this is the new maximum. And so then maybe you get like a 2 or something like that, 3 or something. So it does help you out a little bit. I'm sorry, it doesn't always do that. It sometimes does that. But yes, on average, it will shift closer to the 1. But it only does that second roll sometimes. It sort of just means you get like luckier crafts more often. Is the only difference between standard game and ultimate game you get cosmetic points? Yes. Yeah, cosmetics and points. There is completely zero functional difference whatsoever between anything you can spend extra money on and the base game. if you only have the financial means to buy the base game, just buy the base game. You do not need anything else to play any content with anyone else. You will there's zero power to be gained from buying any additional stuff whatsoever. Like there's no convenience, there's no I don't know what else there could be. There's no like extra pickup range or leveling experience boosts or I don't even know what else goes in these things. There's no like extra slots for things. There's no extra character slots. There's no extra those are increasing, by the way, just a little bit, and then more later. There's I don't even think the other things that there could be not. There is. It's just like you buy the base game, you get everything. You buy every MTX we have, you have the exact same gameplay, functionality, power, content, potential, everything. It's all there. It's all the same. Like it's the only thing you get from buying extra stuff in the game is strictly cosmetic. You look cool. There's neat stuff you can put on. Like here I can put some cool stuff on. I got some cool stuff to put on. Well, that's a little dude following us around. Oh yeah, let's get the Spirit Elder out. Yeah, this guy. Yeah. He has zero functionality. You can't even hover over him to see what he like. It won't. There's no way to interact at all. As far as the game is concerned, he does not exist. I just have to be like so clear about that because there's like there's so frequently like little loopholes, and like I don't know all of the loopholes I can say aren't there. Oh, it's actually a good time to use this on the maggots so I can spawn. I should be doing a better job of this to get kills with Forged Strike. That'll let me actually spawn forged weapons. Oh yeah, here we go. More questions. I can do this. How can I upgrade if I have the base game? Ultimate cost 65, or is it already the reduced price? I'm really sorry, I don't know. There should be. I think so it will take you to like Steam's like checkout thing before it actually charges you. And I know in the past when I've bought things like Civ DLC packs and like you already have part of the pack, when you go to checkout, just Steam just like auto discounts it. And I think that might be just what happens here. But like if it's gonna be the full price, like the sticker price that's there, don't buy it without talking to support first, to make sure you're not paying extra. Same thing. That would suck. Questions. Will there be seasons? We're calling them cycles, but yeah. What's the percentage between excitement, anxiety, and everything else? Official 1.0 release. How are we feeling? I have a tendency in life to be kind of overconfident about things sometimes. So my anxiety is like 10%, 90% excitement. And I also get really excited I get excited really easily. Yeah, so maybe I'm not the best judge of something like that, but we'll go 90% excitement, 10% anxiety. Give me that experience. Yeah, free chance to cast Ring of Shields. 1%. I'll take it. Soon, it'll be 2%. More health, more health. We're doing this bigger. We want bigger heals. Yeah, I just want bigger heals. Daggers, Money's fine. These are nice to grab, and so is this. Enrage half health? Yeah, that's fine. Will there be some sort of lore tab to keep track of certain dialogue or story that you've gone through to read back to help understand the lore, campaign story, etc.? Not at 1.0, but I have heard this request a few times. And I love it as an idea. And oh my god, we're an hour 20 in and I haven't had any spoilers revealed yet. Okay. What? No, that's the wrong image. No. One sec. Sorry. Steam was having some issues right before stream, so I rebooted my computer right before the stream, and it removed some of the settings. Okay, good. We got it. All right. So, brief interlude here. I've got a couple things to share with you today. Here's the first one. So we've been working on what some feedback we get fairly frequently is that the storyline can be a little bit. The lore question reminded me of this. It can sometimes be a little bit tricky to keep track of the storyline, and a lot of people who are who play RPGs kind of just go hard, like straight through, just yes, next. Like I do the same thing, and you get to the end of the game, you're like, I don't really know what happened in the story there. Like I kind of get it, but like, and it's tough to get involved in the stakes of that final boss battle if you're not really sure why you're fighting them, right? And a lot of people, and so we've been we've been working on some 2.5D little mini videos between chapters. Also, people say that they've been figuring out what chapter they're in the game. They don't even know when the chapter transitions happen. Things like that. So we've got some, like, they're very short and skippable. If you've seen them before, you don't want to watch them again. They're very short, skippable, 2.5D, sort of like they're like paintings with like some VFX on them that like shift and move and voice acting and things like that over top. That'll help sort of transition you between chapters and give you like a little story bit that's really cool, really laid out, like key story moments that just make you feel a little bit more rooted in the world and the story as you're moving through the game. And they help so much to bring that story to life and bring it together. Even if you're like actively not paying attention, if you've got 30 seconds between chapters, you'll understand what's going on in the story. And so here's I've got a few more that I'll show you later, but like here's the first one. That's a screenshot from one of those videos. I won't tell you where. I'm not gonna tell you where these are in the story, but if you've played it a lot, you can probably guess where all these are. And so yeah, they're just like, I just saw them for the first time today, and they're so great. Yeah, so these will be available like when 1.0 comes out, and I don't think we have a full thing unveiling, so I think it'll be like playing through the game will be the first time you'll actually see the full videos. And they're short little clips, but yeah, they're really gorgeous. The artist did such a good job on these, and yeah, I'm pumped on these. So excited. Yeah, there's the first one. Come on, learn how to use OBS, Mike. All right. But as far as lower type, we don't have anything planned for that right now. But I think it's a great idea. Is there any way to trade between friends, party members, while one or both of you are COF, or is it an SSF mode? So when you play as COF, just to be clear, COF and SSF are not the same thing at all. You can play COF as an SSF character. You can play COF as not an SSF character. You can still party with people as a COF player. As a COF player, you can party with merchant skill people. As a COF player, you can party with people who don't have any faction. Any items that drop on the ground while you're playing as COF can be gifted to anyone else who is currently in your party and same zone while they drop. So if this manifest armor was Kane and we were playing together, and this item here drops, I can just go pick it up. And it will not fit in my inventory because I have picked up a bunch of junk that I don't actually need, probably. Matter. So I pick it up, and then I open up the gifting menu, gifts, and it's you right click on the name and you say send them a gift, and it shows up in their gifting inventory right here, and then they just drag it in. And that's it. Simple as that. You're playing together. It drops. You get to do each other. Easy. Have fun. And that's that. The gifting process does not change anything about the item. So if that item has a COF tag, it maintains that COF tag. If that item doesn't have a COF tag, it continues to not have that COF tag. So you could be playing with a Merchant's Guild someone, and some of the items you drop while playing COF will not have a tag, and you can still gift it to them, and they can still use it. Basically, it's all the things you would have found if you didn't have COF. How else? Oh yeah, and then resonance is the other thing, which is it's a little more complicated, but is when you're not actively in the same zone as each other. You'll need to use a resonance to do the same thing. Basically, the resonance makes an item act as though the person was with you when it dropped. What kind of time frame are you looking at after release to finish the last 2 chapters of the main story? I don't have a set timeline I can give you. It is a pretty we know it's something that needs to happen quickly. We're not going to rush them, so if there's something that needs to happen, that was just my little OCD handling there because I had to clear off the map. We know it's something that needs to happen quickly, but we're not going to rush it if it's not good enough or not ready to think. So as soon as we can, while still making it awesome. Oh, I see another one here. Is faction progress character specific or account specific? I'm gonna call it stash specific. So if you have 2 softcore cycle characters, they share faction progress. If you have a cycle hardcore character and a cycle softcore character, they do not share faction progress. If you have a legacy softcore character and a cycle softcore character, they do not share faction progress, because basically the way you can tell if something is 2 characters are going to share cycle or faction progress or not is do they share a stash? If they share a stash, they share faction progress. Easy peasy. Oops, what did I do? Oh, I did not mean to pin this. How do I unpin? No. Unpin. Unpin! Sorry, guys. I'm trying to click on the message that he's replying to. There it is. Do you guys ever thought of dodge roll? Yes, we have talked about dodge roll. It's not something we're doing right now. When will LE let me kick my friend off the cliff like at 300? Why is that not in the game? Pretty sweet. Sorry. A little frog in the old throat there. I'm good though. No, we're not kicking our friends off of a cliff like in 300. Sorry. Maybe once we add PvP, be a sweet little victory screen. Kicked my monitor there. Second computer. Mike, you really like rings? Are you perhaps a hobbit? Maybe. But I mean, if you think about who really liked the rings in there, like, it wasn't the hobbits who were like, give me those rings for most of it. It was the men, right? They're the ones who are like, really like, give me those rings. The elves were pretty hot for rings too. I mean, everyone wanted them, but. Will Paladin, I mean, that was why the hobbits were like the best suited for it, right? It was because it like didn't have as much of an effect on them in general, right? Will Paladin get its missing skill with 1.0? No. Will there be a separate solo mode in 1.0 like we have now? Yes. Looking forward to cycles and seasons. Hope there will be enough creativity to make it a blast every time there comes a new one. I mean, we have no shortage of ideas. I'll say that much. Like, at all. The problem is picking the best idea. We're like, well, I mean, these 40 ideas are fantastic, but like, which one's the best? Hello. Will there be an option to skip the storyline for the second character if you already have done it once? Skip, like fully on, just like adventure mode skip. We don't have any plans for that. This is another one that I think I had a good answer for that in that DM Gazzy interview. But we do have lots of things in the game for that second, third, fourth character to make that leveling process smoother, faster, you know, more challenging if you want all these sorts of things. So it's sort of like we do have opt-in speed ups and ways to improve it. So like for one really easy example is like this shield. It's level 18 and has 174 health. Like, what is that about? That is not a level 18 item, right? Slap that on a level 18 character and you are not dying for another 10 levels at least, no matter how hard you tried. And so like there's a lot of little things like that you can do to like twink out a small character and have it go hard. And it really speeds up that process. And dungeons are big campaign skips. So like and it says that on the map now, which is really nice. So like you come down here and it's like there's Temporal Sanctum and it shows Temporal Sanctum here. And in the future it actually shows like a dashed line with a little icon, and it's like this is an alternate leveling path. It's harder and you need a key. It's like a little menu pops up. It's like it's harder, you need a key, and it'll skip you to this point. And like it just tells you on the map what it's gonna do. It's way more obvious what's happening. Like so we've definitely improved the accessibility of that and the communication there. But there's no new stuff really. Not much new. Lol, thanks for answering about Warpath bug. I don't remember about that. Sorry. I was actually just looking for forums to post. Super hyped for 1.0. Ready to be F Falconer main. Me too. Let's go. How does it... I see what you did there. How does it feel? I'll read the question. This is just how it's worded right here. I'm gonna just read the question. How does it feel to have made the best ARPG in the history of ARPGs? Please elaborate with detail. Oh man, I mean, wouldn't that be cool if it were true? I mean, maybe it is. Who knows? But I don't think we can actually make a claim like that. How does it feel to have been a part of the team making this amazing game? It feels unreal. It's so cool. Are you kidding me? Like, and I look back at the path to getting here, and it's like, it's one of those things you're like, I never set out, like I never like said to myself, one day I'm gonna be a game developer and it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna go to school, get my degree, and go get a job making games. It's gonna be awesome. It's like, no, none of that happened. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna apply to a bunch of game development studios, and okay, that did happen. They all rejected me. But like, it's like you end up stumbling into something like this, and it's unreal. I don't have a great way to describe it. The feeling is, I am grateful every day that Judd saw that Reddit post and somehow I managed to get this far with it. Like, unreal. So cool. It's kind of all I got. Killed ranks reset each cycle, right? Yeah, except for Legacy, that doesn't reset. So it's just like you start a new cycle and everything's fresh when you start the cycle. Any plans for future mastery class or adding other primary classes into the game future? Oh yeah, big time. There are like we've got tentative plans for both of those things. The fourth mastery for individual classes. Those plans are more fleshed out and more likely to happen sooner than new base classes. It'll be a while before we add another mastery class though. Like that's like don't expect like don't expect them right away or anything like that. Like it's gonna be the base 15 mastery classes for a little bit. there's room to grow and expand in those still, and we'll be focusing on those first. But we do have like I would put money, I know, what the 16th master class is going to be. I'm quite confident I know what it's going to be. So we're at least past that bit. I have no idea what the 6th base class is going to be though. That's way more up in the air. I have one that I'm like really rooting for that I've been sort of subtly pitching every time the conversation comes up. No, okay, not subtly at all. But like that one's a ways out. These are long-term plans. All right, next question. Wow, we are at 470 people right now. That is insane. Sorry, I'm so far behind probably here. You know. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to take a moment. I'm gonna put this up. Here's another still from a one of the 2.5D cutscenes, mid-chapter cutscenes transitions. And I'm just gonna leave it up and read a bunch of questions while I do it. Kind of silly question. That's okay. I love silly questions. But we just thought of it while playing. Any chance we'd be able to trade runes and glyphs with Merchant's Guild? No, runes and glyphs are not tradable with Merchant's Guild or anything else at all. Those are crafting materials that go directly into your crafting materials panel and are not takeoutable. Thank you very much, QZRQT. QZRQT 2 months in a row. Thank you very much. I remember your Kickstarter way back being like, well, this is something to look forward to. Can't wait for launch. You've been looking forward to it for a long time. Thanks for sticking with us. That Kickstarter campaign was one of the most stressful things I've ever had to do in my entire life. Like, oh my God. That was the only thing I've gotten less sleep over was like the first 4 months of my kid. Do you know the plans for when patch notes will be released? It'll be shortly before patch. I don't know exactly how shortly, but shortly before patch. Any news to Boss DR? They didn't make it to 1.0, sorry. But there's plans for a sweet change there. It's gonna be great, I promise. Once it's there, didn't make it to 1.0. Are these Friday live streams gonna continue after 1.0? I have no plans to stop them. Until you guys stop enjoying me coming and doing this, or I get burnt out from it, or something major happens to stop it. I got no plans to stop. It's great. I love it. If I won't be able to trade the most important items in the game until quite late in the season, what is the incentive to play Merchant's Guild over COF? It seems like you stacked the deck against trade a bit here. What is the thought process here? How do I answer this without giving anything away that I'm not supposed to say? I don't know. I think the rate at which you are able to leverage your item faction to acquire new items and the tiers and qualities of those items will be roughly similar between COF and MG. So if you put X number of hours into COF and you put that same X number of hours into Merchant's Guild, you'll hopefully be adding the same tier and style and quality and roughly power level of items to your build, roughly. I think that works. I think that's the best way to say it. Is there going to be changes to boss damage reduction? Yes, not at 1.0. Sorry, I didn't make it. This will probably be a difficult question to answer. Bring it on. I can't answer, sorry. But what is the target number for average concurrent players on Steam? I don't know. I'm sorry. I try so hard not to look at those numbers. That's like that you know, things. Same with things that give me anxiety is those numbers make me nervous, and I don't have a good concept of what those numbers mean for the game. Like, and I try so hard to steer clear of those numbers. I have no idea. I haven't looked at those numbers for Last Epoch in 6 months, at least. I haven't looked at them. Yeah. If I purchase the game now, will I still get access to it right away? Yes. Everyone who buys the game can play it. Sorry if this has been mentioned. That's okay. Any info on a fix for many people not being able to play online? I haven't been able to play online yet. That sucks. I mean, there's I don't know what is preventing you from playing online. You can contact support and they'll be able to help you out, hopefully. Yeah. The percentage of people that are not able to play at all is very low. Unless there's a ton of people just not saying anything. Will we be able to choose male rogue in the future? Maybe. Definitely not 1.0. Any chance you'll be changing the shift right click to put items in the forge cell versus what we use for clicking and equipping? I've tried to sell craft before and accidentally equipped without realizing it, ultimately losing the piece. Yeah, that sucks. This is something that we're starting to see a little bit more and more pop up, and I can see it be something that we start to address. We don't have any specific plans right now. Trying to hammer through a bunch of these questions and I just realized I'm rambling on some. Will you do something about the displacement of opponents? Yes, that's fixed. Rest of the question, yeah. How many challenges have you decided to make for one cycle for players to grind through? And will it be like a tier or leveling thing? Starting, there won't be anything like that to start. Will you do something about... Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yes. Are you planning to solve the issues with pushing the boss? Yes. It's fixed. It's like 4 in a row there. Why there is a lower price? I asked the same. Is lower down in the areas? I don't know. I'm sorry. We do regional pricing. So if you're living in a place that... like the buying power is less in that area of that currency, the game's usually cheaper, and we just use Steam's default. Will you do yes? Please only repost the question if I've like clearly skipped over it. Is there also a chance in the future to have pets that can actually have their own skill tree and upgrades, like these types of pets, like minions, like in-game combat minions do have their own skill trees. If you're talking like mini pets, like these, no, these are non-combat pets. I hope you're just getting started with the production after release of the game. Oh yeah, you're a cool developer, just like Create Entertainment. Oh, thank you. I love Create. That cares about the fans and takes their opinions into consideration. Yeah. Oh yeah. We say 1.0 is kickoff, not the end. It's the beginning. Yeah, it's the full price. Gives you warning the purchase will not give you an extra copy of the game. Oh, that sucks. I sworn they were doing an upgrade thing. I'm not sure what happened there. Matrix, I have answered your question. I'm not going to answer it again. Sorry. Okay, he's just a bit behind. Yes. How do I link my Twitch account? Oh, I'm really far behind if that's what that is. How do I link my Twitch account and your Epoch account? I think that's what the stars are stars. There's go to our support page. There's a document that tells you how to do it. What's the schedule cycle is going to be? 3 months? We don't have a set hard schedule, mostly because we don't know. The time between 1.0 and 1.1 will be the most variable, I think, just because we'll be trying to... I'm just going to switch pictures right here just because I'm just rambling. Here's another one. Ha-ha! And... What's cycle schedule? So we don't have a hard fast number. It's going to be roughly consistent with what you expect with most ARPGs. Most other RPGs are generally in that 3 to 4 month range. We don't have a set hard time that we're sticking to. We have goals. Like we're like, okay, we want 1.1 to come out here. We want 1.2 to come out here. We want 1.3 to come out here. Like we've got goals, but like, if something happens, we are super duper. Those are tentative goals. Those are not like plans set in stone or anything. So we're not ready to share those yet. But yeah, we're planning on keeping up the pace. Just confirm fishing in the game and be done with it. I think that there's an opportunity for us to be a little bit more creative with a system like that. Don't forget to put at Last Epoch game in the question if you'd like me to answer it. Just watch the launch video. So proud part of this community. Yeah, it's gonna be great. The game has come so far. It is awesome. I agree. Hi, hello. I have a question. I have an answer. My game is freezing and lagging a lot. I probably don't have an answer. Sorry. It's just me. Do I need to change something, or is the game problem? Thanks. The answer. It could be either. If you contact support, they might be able to help you with it. You can also there's an Ask the Community channel in our Discord. There's lots of people there that are very helpful. If you go in and just be like, I want to try and get better FPS out of the game. Here's my system specs. Can that be done? Type thing. I'll say it again. This streamer mode. If you're having problems with your game, turn streamer mode on. It helps so much. Will Paladin get its missing skill with 1.0? No. Healing Hands gets a tree, but the missing seal will still be missing. Is there new animations going to be with 1.0 launch? There's animation tweaks and adjustments, but there's not like a complete rework of all of them or something like that. But many of them have small changes. There's a few new ones too. Especially for Falconer has a ton of new animations. Oh my goodness, there's so many animations that were new for Falconer. It's crazy. There's some cool ones in there too. So yeah. Is there a difference pointing the cursor for skill shots behind an NPC target or directly at it? I have the feeling my skill shots, for example, detonating arrow, misses way more often. There is a thing. So if you're hovered over, like if I put my cursor here in the torso of Manifest Armor, and I cast Healing Hands on it, it's actually gonna pick this point right here between its feet and cast it there, which is like. So it doesn't shoot through the Manifest Armor. Like it always targets a point in the ground. And when you're hovering over an enemy, it will target the point in the ground at its center. That's what it does. Are you guys already preparing for your Cody speech? You have my vote to win, lol, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna be nominated. Wouldn't that be the day? That'd be cool, wouldn't it? No, I can't say I started writing that yet. One day, right? We'll do something about the oh, you already did that. Matrix 275, please stop asking that question. I don't know if I'm caught up enough to the last time I asked that, but if not, I've already answered it. I'll just answer it again. I'll read it entirely and answer it fully, just in case you're still posting it. So here it is again. Will you do something about the displacement of opponents? Yes. Melee characters, especially on the mode I play, hardcore, suffer a lot from the fact that opponent bosses can be moved, which often pushes them into some damage that lies in the ground. Yes, we have a fix for that. It also stops enemies from being walked through. It's the being able to walk through enemies online and not walk through them offline, and the pushing is the exact same bug, and that one bug was fixed. Will we be able to heal forged armor with healing hands? Yes. Are there any improvements to optimization of the game? Lots. Does the arboreal circuit dummy tree need watering, or is it self-sufficient? It is self-sufficient, but it doesn't grow. What route would you want to go with the 6 base class like summon or spellcaster? I can't talk about that. I'm sorry. I can't talk about that at all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get some gameplay. How far behind am I still? More endgame gold sinks with trade upcoming to give some gold some actual value. So no, there's no new gold sinks coming. If we find once trade is in and people have a chance to play with it, if we find trade is like really needing more gold sinks and like the server's not providing a good enough gold sink, we'll definitely consider it again. This is something that we debated and talked about and came to the conclusion internally that it is not going to be necessary. We could be very wrong about that, and we'll change it if we are. Basically, the Lightless Arbor does provide a one-to-one. It's the same thing as the Bazaar. You put gold in and you get items out, right? And as the Bazaar goes on, the value of gold to item ratio changes because of inflation, but the value of item to gold ratio does not change in Lightless Arbor. So at some point throughout the league, the economy will get to a point where Lightless Arbor is more efficient than the Bazaar at getting items, and so players will start to use the Bazaar or start to use Lightless Arbor to get items instead of the Bazaar, and then once that happens, enough gold will just get sucked out of the economy that the Bazaar will become the better place again. And there'll sort of be this like equilibrium point where people will use both, where sometimes they'll be going to Lightless Arbor and sometimes they'll be going to the Bazaar, so they'll be using both, and it'll be this nice little happy medium. Now, if we add another way to get specifically items, because usually when people are asking for an item sink or a gold sink for a gold sink in this situation, they're talking about a gold sink that gives them items, right? And if I survived this. If we have two gold sinks that are effectively just here's some items, as an outlet way to balance inflation, to combat inflation on the Bazaar, then one of those is going to be objectively worse than the other. And the one that is worse will be a noob trap, where it's like, oh, you didn't know what was the best and you picked the wrong one and therefore you get punished and you spent your money on something bad. Deal with it. And that sucks. So for now anyways, oh, those are sweet. For now anyways, we are sticking with just the one gold sink. But you know, could be wrong. If we are, we'll fix it. Hi, I have a question. Oh yeah, it's that. I remember the Kickstarter demo Ziggy D showed me and barrel farming in the demo. Yeah, it's come a long way. Any plan to sponsor any streams at 1.0 launch? Yeah, we do. We have a full creator program. You want to talk to EHG Photon in our Discord if you want to get involved with that. There's bounties that get set up. We've got a whole slew of them already lined up for that, and there's a whole bunch of them have already signed up to get Twitch drops enabled. That'll help with. That's a big way to sponsor streamers, is to have Twitch drops enabled for them. ISP issues have been massive on the forums. Most of the time, a VPN is the answer to the online issues. In some cases, that has been a way to solve them. Yes, I know we've been in contact with quite a few. I think it was like 3 ISPs that were a significant problem, and we've had a bunch of calls with them to try and sort out the systems and like make it work better and things like that. So we've been working with a few of them. Hope your servers are ready for launch, since I'm expecting a lot of players trying it out. Me too. It'd be bad to have a bad launch day. What are your expectations? It's so hard to tell what's gonna happen. I expect we will. There's such a wide range of things that can happen. I expect there's gonna be a huge influx of players, and we'll have to make some game day changes that to fix for some people. I think some people will play and won't even know there's anything going wrong at all, and other people will not be able to play for a little while, and we'll release a fix and it'll work for them and they'll get back in. And then some people will possibly have to play offline for a little bit. It's so hard to predict, right? Like, if everything goes the way we're hoping it will go, it'll just be everyone will get in and play and it'll be great. You know, that'll be wonderful. My expectations is it's going to be a lot of work, but I also expect that we're up to the task. So just know we'll be doing our best and working hard to improve it as we go. Oh, That was a big hit there. Complacent. Yeah, I should always have like someone else playing while I answer questions here at this point. How many new unique / weaversable items will there be for 1.0 roughly? I don't actually know. I know there's a good chunk of them. Like I think I don't want to say anything relative to other patches, but enough that there's at least going to be some new considerations for the vast majority of builds. I'll say that. At least some new considerations. Yeah, it may not be like something for everyone, but like, you're at least looking at stuff being like, does that fit in my build? Can I use that somewhere? I appreciate you answering some of my admittedly tough questions. How willing to lower the trade restrictions are you guys going forward if Merchants Guild's unpopular? Very willing. To a point though, I should clarify that there are certain things that we would there's certain things that we're very willing to shift on, and there's other things that we are very not willing to shift on or not excited about shifting on. And if you go back to one of my previous answers, you may notice I very subtly suggested one of those fixes already. But didn't actually say it out loud. I have a screenshot covering the screen. No, I don't. Do I? It's been a while ago. Can all streamers have drops enabled, or there's some kind of limitations to that? I think you basically just have to be part of our content creator program. We basically have a Discord that if you say you want to be in it, you get to be in it. And I think you have to have like there's probably some like really low minimum amount of like streaming you have to have done or something. I don't know what the rules are. Talk to EHG Photon, Photon, about it, and he will be able to be much more help than me. But yeah, it's a pretty low bar from what I understand, I think. And there's like I don't know how it's set up, but I know we've tried to set up the system so that people who are like trying to get into streaming or are veterans can find value in it, so that they're people who are have like 1,000 people watching them are still gonna be like, hey, there's a reason for me to do this, and you know it's good and fun and all that sort of stuff. And people who are from I'm assuming from the question, the limitations question, that you might not be a 1,000 person a streamer, which is quite rare from what I understand. That's why I was answering it that way. And if you are, congrats, that's awesome. About the item bazaar, is it possible to buy an item with some remaining fortune potential, mirror it, and resell the new made item? So just to be clear, by mirror we're talking about. I was hoping to show the tooltip. I don't have any. Oh, do I? I do have some. Nope. Rune of Creation. There it is. I know this game super well. So this is a rune which creates a copy of the item. It is a exact copy of the item. Everything is copied completely. And so one of the things when you buy an item from the bazaar, it gets tagged with a Merchant's Guild tag, and items with a Merchant's Guild tag cannot be resold at the bazaar ever. So when Rune of Creation copies the item, that copy copies everything, copies the Merchant's Guild tag, cannot be resold. Just wanted to follow the logic there. In the recent Tavern Talk video, you discussed not having XP penalties for death because it is a negative progression mechanic forced upon the user. This got me thinking, has any brought up an XP bonus for not dying? Some sort of character stability where the 0.01% experience bonus per level gain is added to your character that is cleared on death. This would incentivize the reward low death playstyle, but not incentivize not significantly disadvantaged players like Aaron who die all the time. Nice. Short answer is we don't really have anything like that planned. I mean, like, there kind of already is that naturally because there is like an XP reward for certain monolith echoes. And like if you don't die, you get the reward, and that reward is a bunch of experience, and it's a big burst of experience rather than like a little trickle, which feels more impactful. So I think we'd probably stick with that. Because the damage type's the same, I totally thought my mini pet was an enemy for a second there. Are there any plans for more accessibility builds? As someone who can't handle too many APM, I enjoy a build like Righteous Fire from BOE. Yeah, we kind of have, and I mean this endearingly when I say this, just in case. We do kind of have like a joke when we're designing nodes for skill trees. Sometimes we'll be like, for the lazies. It's just like that node's for the lazies. It's not actually a super powerful node, but it is like an automation node. It's not really for the lazies. Sometimes it's really useful to have automation nodes. But yeah, we do put things like that in the game. And we do gravitate more towards builds that like to use multiple buttons. But at the same time, we do very much appreciate that type of playstyle is not something that a lot of people enjoy, and sometimes it's a lot of playstyle that not a lot of people just can't do physically, and so we do have to have options for people that don't want to do that as well. So you'll probably have less options available in total, but yeah, we definitely do take that into account when we're making various things to make sure it's possible. So like one of the classics of like spin to win, Warpath is a great build if you don't want to have a ton of buttons to press a lot. Yeah, I would look into Warpath. Ooh, sorry about that. Apparently I'm a little tired. What are the odds of Steam Deck compatibility at 1.0? It's all I have access to until April, unfortunately. We will not be expanding into new. This last one. Oh my gosh, we're over time already. Woo! Okay. Wait, I did that one, didn't I? Mike, what have you done? There we go. Here's the fourth one. Hello. Looking good. We will not be adding any new. We won't be officially adding any new platforms to support for 1.0. Post 1.0, we will start to look into which platforms we want to expand into. I will say though, we do have improvements to our controller support and our Linux functionality for 1.0, which are the two big things that Steam Deck needs to help it work better. There are already people that are playing the game on Steam Deck, and it's working, I would say, moderately well for them, with some minor customizations. And I hope that post 1.0 they'll be able to say it's working pretty good for them, with little to no customizations. That's kind of my hope for those people. But we still won't be like officially supporting Steam Deck on 1.0 yet. Sorry. Did you guys patch out the DLC cosmetics from showing up? I don't see them anymore. Probably, yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah. Patch just showed up. Yeah, didn't even notice it. Is the game based on usual stats? Crit, main stat, def HP. There are those stats do exist, and there are builds that utilize those quite heavily. There are lots of builds that don't use those as well. Main stat's a pretty important one for sure. With the build I'm doing right now, I'm doing a real bad job at. Attunement should be my main stat right now. That should be my biggest one, probably. That's not really strength. Oh, it skills with strength too, actually. What am I talking about? Oh yeah, strength is just health though, right? I wanted the damage. That's the thing, right? Yeah, I was right. So I wanted attunement, not strength. I started out more of a strength character, and then I switched, and because I'm using my shield throw to trigger. I'm realizing that I have an overlay on screen. You can't see what's going on. I'm sorry. I'm using my shield throw to trigger an attack from my minion. But yes, yeah. The main stat is a very important portion of this. You'll very rarely be putting 100% into one main stat. Some builds do that. Vitality is kind of good for everyone. Used to be better. Still good though. But yeah, there's lots of interesting stats. Crit is a very commonly powerful stat for us too. What feature are you most excited about with the release? Oh. I think it's just the item factions. I know it's like a gigantic feature, just call out as one, but I think that's the biggest thing. It's the most innovative feature we have, which is why I'm the most excited about it. Can you DM me how far behind do you think I actually am here? Like, do I have a shot at finishing these if I just power for 10 minutes, or am I just gonna have to call this early? One big calls early because we're already 8 minutes over. One big advantage trade has had over COF is ready access to rare affixes from magic and rare items, things like skill affixes. Does COF allow for easier target farming of the hardest to get rare affixes? I'd say that's an advantage Merchant's Guild has, and I would say Merchant's Guild has the edge in that category. COF does have ways to help with that. 20 minutes behind. Oof. Okay, I'm gonna cut this off. I'm gonna go till 15 minutes past, so 7 more minutes of answering as fast as I can, and then I'm gonna cut this off. Sorry, guys. I understand you said earlier that if characters share a stash, they share a faction progress, but would I be able to create one COF character and one trade? Yes. Or as soon as I created the second character, it automatically gets assigned into the faction the first character was in. No. Follow-up characters do gain access to select their factions significantly earlier. I think it's like chapter 1, maybe chapter 2. So they get to choose their faction way, way, way earlier than your first character does. So once you have factions unlocked on your on that stash, we need a better name for that. You can gain access to it on alts for that same stash much faster, and they do not have to share it, and they can be the same, and they can switch. Why are idols character bound, not account wide when it comes to unlocking them permanently? Why are idols character bound? Idols behave just like every other item. You mean blessings? Blessings are like, it's part of like your character's progress through the world. How does your server capacity holding, say like 50,000 players online at once? I don't know the numbers. I'm sorry. Seriously, please let launch day be non-chaos, please. I seriously would love to have to be placed into some queue that says you are 15863 in the current play queue. Please be patient. I mean, we do have queues set up to work, so if we need them, they'll be there. Do you ever, and it does show you the number you are, the place you are in the queue. Do you ever see materials like runes and glyphs being a trade currency? Maybe if we need to, there would need to be a significant need in the community that like a problem we're fixing. Like there would have to be a really big draw for it. Cause I wanna is not a good enough reason. I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but just in general. Hi, just tuned in. Hello, right at the very end. Looking forward to playing Warlock. Yes, awesome. Is there any plans for wipe for multiple 1.0 or something close to it? It's you ever play PoE or Diablo? It's that. If you want more details, Google or look at any of the questions answered in excruciating detail everywhere. Are there plans to add a laziness multiplier as an item mod? Now super vested. No. Um, sorry about that. Awesome. Thank you for the sponsor. You're welcome. If a company offered to buy you out, Activision, cough, cough, would you? I mean, there's a very special place in my heart for this. And letting go would be very difficult. And it would have to be to the right person. Question, and there's a little history there you might not be aware of as well that you might want to look into as well. not Activision, but yeah, have fun. Questions about resonance. Is resonance a one-time use item? Yes. There was an or there, but I just skipped it because yes. Mike, you feeling better? I'm feeling way better. I've tiny little bit of post nasal drip. That's why I hear a cough every once in a while. That's it. Oh my goodness, I got there. I think there was a lot of questions that didn't tag me, so I got to skip them. If I didn't answer your question, I'm really sorry. I'm way over time, and I'm gonna call it there. That was a fantastic stream. I was way long. I got someone to go say hi to. Thanks for coming out. I had tons of fun. I hope you did too. If I didn't answer your question, please feel free to stop by. We've got a Discord channel it's called Ask the Devs. I'm in there all the time answering questions. Ask the community. Lots of great people from the community answering questions all the time there too. Reddit, other social platforms, our forums, all sorts of things. We'll be here same time, same place next week, answering more questions, hanging out, having a great time. Until then, yeah, just have fun. I'll see you around. It's been a wild week, and this is I don't even know what's going on here. See you around, everybody. Have a great time.